Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another edition of XFeed. We're talking about 2017 bags. If you want to look back in time, have a little bit of I was going to say horoscope, but that's not the correct terminology, but a time machine to go back. We're going to go through some hilarious things that you are going to just absolutely facepalm over, and we are going to have an absolutely phenomenal next 20-30 minutes together. The RWA SegMints Podcast. We did another episode with Adam Gomez, who is the co-founder of Portals. Now, Portals is over on Solana. They're working on building a metaverse, and they were a team that got $5 million in funding. Dolly, what's up, dude? So $5 million in funding. Why is that significant? Well, we saw teams with 50 to 100 million seemingly not last very long. So here's a little bit of a perspective from that conversation with me and Adam. If you're wanting the full episode, again, the link is in the description down below on YouTube or in my bio on X, or if you type in RWA SegMints. We've seen repeatedly over the last couple of months, the teams that have had a massive 50 to 100 million in funding that haven't really been around. And I don't remember off the top of my head, but I feel like you and the team over at Portals haven't had such insane capital injections like that. How come some of the teams that have way more funding than you have disappeared while you're still here chugging along?
Yeah, we really focused early on. I mean, when we were just starting out, we did raise $5 million from some great partners. And the understanding kind of going into so we raised in early 2022, going into 2020, end of 2023, we were starting to see not a lot of, it looks like the market hadn't matured too much where we weren't seeing a lot of companies like talking about revenue, especially in like games and entertainment. Kind of coming from the Web 2 startup world, it was like, we need to make this work. We are going to make this work, and we don't want to rely on VC funding to keep going. Looking, again, 2023 markets were really rough. There definitely was never a return to lots of capital going into crypto games and that sort of thing. So I think that was the right call for us to just say, we know basically end of 2023, we have enough of the platform built where we can create content that people will pay for and kind of generate our own revenue and basically get to break even as a starting point.
So it goes on, but if you're somebody who is interested in business, wanting to hear a little bit about the crypto side of things, Adam goes in quite lengthy detail throughout this. We talk about the gaming industry and a whole lot more. Would love for you guys to check that out, and hopefully you enjoy it. The other day, do you remember on the timeline, we saw this photo surface? So if you don't know who this is Nick. And Nick is somebody within the crypto space that has kind of just become a meme in of itself. He's gone to, public places and talked about crypto to a crowd, right? Like in Starbucks saying, hey, does anybody want to buy me a coffee? Because I'm famous. And like other kind of like hilarious things, right? But a lot of people don't realize that it's kind of bait. And obviously he's wearing like a Labubu. So anyway, there was this post of him with this girl, and it went mega viral. And then it came out that I don't know why, but there's all this drama around it saying like, oh, it came out that he said that he paid her $400 just to be in the photo, right? Which is like, whatever. Okay, there's a person that's doing some sort of a meme for fun because it's Nick. And then that girl freaks out at Nick, I think for an attention game, and then starts posting about contract addresses and launching her own meme coin like Hawktua. And like, this is sort of the breakdown. Went viral because of Nick, blames him, launches on pump.fun, deletes the post, apologizes, then deletes the apology, calls herself a villain, and asks if she can get into legal trouble. Why do these stupid things just continually keep happening? Like, we have that, which is just like, okay, why? And then we go over to some of like the professional news, if you will. These crypto C-suites are expected to attend a roundtable with pro-crypto Senate Democrats on Wednesday to discuss market structure legislation and the path forward. And all of these are just massive CEOs of the biggest companies within crypto: Coinbase, Chainlink, Galaxy, Kraken, Uniswap, Solana, Circle, Ripple, Jido, A16Z. Like, my goodness. How funny is it that we go from the memes to just straight business? And just so you're clear, because I didn't know this, ETF approvals will not happen during government shutdown. Why people keep posting, tomorrow's the day. That's, you know, isn't that Finding Nemo? When they got like that starfish on the thing and he's like, we're going to die today. Is beyond my understanding. And even after the government resumes, it might take another 4 weeks to get to it. So ETF likely approval is now late November to end of December. Sorry, now back to work. So does that change some of the perspectives around, you know, we've been talking about, hey, we think all of these ETFs are going to come in, and we saw for Bitcoin, we saw for Ethereum that they did have a impact, and those are, you know, the two top coins. What does it look like for the ones that are under that are at a lower market cap? Let's talk about where you could live across the globe if one day you just had all the money your little heart could desire. So let's take a gander. A common benchmark for many crypto bros is buying property. But what that actually means varies considerably depending on where you live. Okay, so let's go through the list. Shanghai, for a 4-bedroom condo in the inner ring, 3 to 5 million. In Beijing, a Chaoyang district penthouse, 2 to 4 million. In Seoul, for a 3-bedroom apartment, 1.5 to 2.5 mil. Look at all these ones are like 2.5 mil. Okay, so Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Zurich, Munich, London. Where exactly does it get cheap? Paris, New York, San Francisco. Okay, so none of these are less than $1 million. Okay, cool, that's fine. We're just never gonna live in these. What is it again? 3-bedroom in Minato in Tokyo. And we're not going to be there. We're not going to be in the Lakeview apartment in Zurich. We're not going to be at the city center apartment in Munich. Unfortunately, that's tough. Hard pill to swallow. The total crypto market cap of 2017 versus today. Take a look. Way back when crypto was just a little fish in the sea. 4.23 billion market cap is the lowest that it shows on here. But I mean, if we're going straight across, we'll just say like 6.69 billion back in 2015. Rockets up to 3 trillion almost back in 2018. Takes a dip, rips again in 2021, and now has been slowly going back up here in 2026 when we are approaching the $4 trillion mark, as we've been kind of hovering throughout the last little bit. 2017 until now. We need to look back in time. How absolutely crazy is this entire space? So Bo Hines, remember Bo Hines was the person that got hired to be like the main dog regarding crypto, and then all of a sudden says, you know what, I'm going to go back to the private sector. See you later. Thank you for all the inside tips, though. And this guy has been tweeting every single day, never sell your Bitcoin. Today's a good reminder, never to sell your Bitcoin, and it's just all that kind of stuff, right? And then Quentin bringing up a good point, which we just laid out as well. The guy who quit his position as executive director of the White House Crypto Council to position himself for the biggest bull run in history is telling you something. Something. So let's go back in time too. Calio highlighting when Ethereum first broke $100. Right now, it's like 3,800, 4,000. This was back in the day when it first crossed the $100 mark. Crazy. Okay, so that you were like, okay, that ETH buy is kind of cool, but what about this one? I bought this NFT for $18 in 2018. Today it's worth $178,000. Because clearly buying one was the smart move. And they got the times, I think they have the timestamp like actually on this. Oh, maybe not. They found it from back in the day. But Punk3591 bought for 0.12 ETH when 0.12 ETH was $18. How absurd. How monumentally absurd to see what it looked like back in the day. Do you feel like there's still the stigma? Brought it up today on another recording. Because there's things that you think, you know what, it's not that bad. And then you're like, oh, no. It's actually that bad. So Jaden, leave it here. After 4 years of checking OpenSea, I finally pulled the trigger on a Bored Ape Yacht Club. All right, cool. They bought one of the NFTs, one of the mutants. Phenomenal. 1 week in, and my biggest takeaway is that the community is unreal. Phenomenal. But, here we go. What I didn't expect were the CEOs, branding experts, marketers, and creatives who jumped into my LinkedIn messages to tell me I'd lost my mind. Notice how everybody's opinionated on what you do instead of people just focusing on you doing you? The unsolicited financial advice is hilarious. It's a tired phase of crypto Twitter, but it's never felt more accurate, and we are so early. Meanwhile, 500 new followers and 90,000 impressions on the Dinosaur app. All from a bit of accidental rage bait. And then they show that it got, again, almost 100,000 impressions over on LinkedIn. Why in the hell? Yo, listen, like their own post. Respect. Love when you like your own post. That means you're the real deal. But what do those comments look like? We got to add them on LinkedIn and find out. Have you seen this conversation where they bring up Pudgy Penguins on the news? I realized yesterday that I said we were going to go over a whole bunch of different things, and then I realized the stream was on for like an hour, and I was like, oh, never mind. So we got to make up for a couple of those, and this is one.
What's interesting now is in the ETF world, issuers are trying to package those altcoins into ETFs, into products. Given the success of BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, they're looking at products like a Polkadot ETF, a Chainlink ETF, Caroline, a Pengu ETF.
Integral.
I don't know if you've heard of this.
I have heard of it.
Okay, affiliated with Pudgy Penguins.
Who doesn't have a Pudgy Penguin? I mean,
exactly.
Electrosonian ever seem to have it as his avatar.
Yeah, so we have 130 ETF applications.
Okay, so somebody that they know has it as their avatar. They like the Pengu. I still just think it's funny to watch these people on like mainstream news talk about any of this sort of deal. The world's highest IQ record holder is now advising Pudgy Penguins. Apparently this is real. As the world's highest IQ record holder by World Memory Championships and official world record, I'm proud to share that I've become an official advisor to Pengu. The headlines write themselves. I'm telling you, these are just wonderful. Wow. All we care about is the headlines. Coinbase.eth. Right, Coinbase acquires Kobe's up-only NFT for $25 million, meaning up-only will return for another season on chain. Yo, Vibes Blockchain, what's going on? Welcome back, welcome back. So a crypto-based podcast that was popular, that decided, we're going to stop doing the show, but we're going to list this NFT that anybody could buy, right? Just listed it on the marketplaces. What does the NFT get you that Coinbase paid $25 million for? So admission one season of Up Only TV. The holder of this admission ticket can compel Kobe and Ledger Status, who are the two hosts, into performing like monkeys 8 episodes of Up Only TV. So 8 episodes. It does not convey any sponsorship rights, and we are allowed to call you idiots for buying it or ignore you completely with 0 mentions of your existence during our 8-episode season. We get to pick the guests, but if we like you, then we might ask for some suggestions. So a crypto media for 8 episodes just got $25 million. Now, I want you to think of the biggest shows in the world regarding podcasts, whatever, right? How expensive do you think that it is to have those host certain shows? Now, granted, some of them like own the company that they're doing the broadcast for in most situations. But still, what is it worth for 8 episodes? Well, for crypto media, Coinbase just put a price on it. Now, is this a fun PR play and that's probably never ever going to happen again? Probably right. But either way, it does show that there is some sort of an interest for crypto niche specific things. So I want to highlight something because apparently it's alpha, but also why things are so frustrating within this space. So DGMD says the token letter by Ribbit Capital, which Ribbit Capital is the future belongs to the rebels. Okay, not much info, but still, is one of the most profound and succinct, messing that word up, assessments I have read in my entire time in crypto. Mickey and Ribbit nailed the Bitcoin thesis in 2013, the crypto letter in 2018. You think I'm fading Tibber on their vision for crypto X AI in 2025, potential to be one of the largest wealth generation events in crypto history for those who participate, not financially. Like, what the hell is this on the timeline? So I'm like, all right, okay, sure, whatever. We've used the most hyperbolic language we could possibly think of, right? So then we click on token letter, and I want to read it, and I have to put in my friggin' email to read it. Are you yoiking me? You're telling me that I need to be paying attention to the alpha and what's going on, and now I got to put in my email to be able to read the stupid paper? I don't know. That's going to be a red card for me. So I might be passing up generational wealth, but my goodness, just make things easy for people. The stage is set. The Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. You know the demand for this? Like, in LA, I've seen where tickets are priced at like $25,000 a pop. In Toronto, we're talking like we're well over $1,000, and we're still a few days away from the game actually starting and people FOMOing over tickets. And just to highlight, when something's in demand and people want it, think of the Ohtani cards, think of the Vladimir Jr. cards that people are going for, and these collectibles. Whenever something's hot, people want to be involved in it. And what potentially could get hotter than anything else? Well, what we're in every single day, baby. What we're in every single day, and that's why we're here. NBA Top Shot is back in the news for something that might kind of make you raise your eyebrow and maybe make you buy an NBA Top Shot moment. Going from 4,000 rookie debuts, so to clarify, NBA Top Shot, similar to like if you go to Walmart and you buy a pack of cards, that's NBA Top Shot, but it's for digital moments. And it looks like they're changing the supply of their rookie moments from 4,000 supply, like per rookie, to 1,100 rookie debuts is going to cause a mania on NBA Top Shot for Cooper Flag. I almost don't want people to find out about this yet. So yeah, like the post we just read a second ago, the generational opportunity. Do you feel that Cooper Flag's rookie debut moment on NBA Top Shot is a generational play? It's honestly, it's fun watching everybody's different takes on things because there's something for everyone. DCInvestor, I'm trying to actively ignore the fact that out of nowhere, we somehow turbo descended into the same discussions we were having 3 and 7 years ago during the worst depths of the bear market. Why do we go on the timeline every single day? And it's just the worst damn sentiment you've ever seen in your entire life. Are people on leverage? Is there a concern about like NFTs and a big broader component of the market is involved in them, and they're having these like emotional swings because crypto's having these swings, which anybody in crypto knows that happens, but then people are doomsdaying it while other people are saying, yo, this is the final shakeup before the final rally of October, and I don't know what the hell the proverbial November name is. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. And then token buybacks. We bring this up almost every stream because everybody is doing token buybacks. Let's take a look at the chart for what looks like the 2025 list from month to month. So I'm kind of in the way, but the last one here is January. And you can see that of the different ecosystems, which they have Hype, Zero, Pump, I'm assuming that's Radium, Sky. What the hell is Sky? Makes me think of like Sky Mavis. When you look at these, in September, so last month was the highest month of the year for token buybacks across the space. But it shows for October that's been kind of volatile and people are a little bit about things. Seems that those ecosystems that are affected by token buybacks haven't gotten as much bid, revenue, whatever. Each system is totally different. But to note, we're basically back at the same level of February for some activities that are out there. And ApeFest is starting to happen, so keep an eye on your timeline, as I do believe you will see multiple announcements and happenings around ApeFest in Vegas. If you're out at the event, enjoy it. be social, be kind. But that is it for this edition of XFeed. Again, if you guys are wanting to listen to the RWA SegMints podcast, would love for you to check that out in the link in the description down below or my bio on X. And I've noticed on the past like 2 streams, we've gotten like almost 100 views on YouTube, which is absolutely phenomenal. So any likes, comments, shares with friends, it goes a super long way. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. Tali and the vibes. Thank you for being here live. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.